Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive on something I'm betting you've thought about before. How houses are built here in the U.S. You know, those like classic American homes. We always see them in movies and TV shows.
Hmm.
Have you ever noticed how they just seem kind of different from houses in other parts of the world?
Yeah, you've got a good eye. There's a reason for that distinct look and feel. And it all goes back to the core building material, wood.
Wood. For real. I
Yeah.
always just assumed it would be brick or concrete, like in so many other places.
That's a pretty common thought. But here in the US, wood is king. And that choice, it leads to some really cool stuff, impacting everything from like the cost and how fast you can actually build it to even how they stand up to things like earthquakes.
Okay, well now I'm really interested. So why wood? It can't just be because of that American frontier log cabin thing, right? Well, there's definitely some history there. But the main reasons are much more practical. Really, it's all about the money and the logistics. Wood is everywhere in the U.S., making it super easy to get and way cheaper than other materials. Plus, it's light and simple to move around, which makes the whole construction process go much smoother.
So it's like building a house with giant Legos.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes sense, faster and cheaper. But wait, wouldn't a brick house just be, more solid?
That's where things get interesting. So while brick might seem tougher at first, wood framing actually has its own set of advantages, especially when you think about the weather here in the US. You know those brutal winters we get in a lot of the country? Well, wood is a fantastic insulator. Keeps those houses nice and warm when it's freezing outside.
Ah, so all those cozy movie scenes in the winter actually have some truth to them. And I bet that insulation really helps with, energy costs, too.
Right, exactly. Using wood for the framing makes a big difference in heating efficiency, which is great for the environment and for your wallet too. Now, when I think of construction sites, I just imagine total chaos. Is it really as crazy as it looks in the movies?
Not really. There's definitely a method to the madness. Think
Yeah.
of it like putting a skeleton together and then adding the skin on top of that. A very step-by-step process.
Okay, so break it down for me. Where do you even begin?
It all starts with the foundation, which can be a concrete slab or a basement made with concrete or concrete blocks. And then you've got the wood framing. That's the skeleton that gives the house its shape and structure.
So that's where all the wood comes in. Got it. What happens after you have that skeleton up?
Next comes enclosing the walls. And this is where things get pretty interesting. In the U.S., builders usually go with drywall, which is basically a panel made of gypsum plaster sandwiched between two layers of paper.
Drywall. Okay, I've heard that term before, but if I'm being honest, I'm not totally sure what that is. Can you, explain it? Why is it so popular?
It's all about being efficient and adaptable. Drywall is lightweight, super easy to put in, and gives you amazing thermal and sound insulation. It's like winning the trifecta. Plus, it has this smooth surface that's perfect for painting or wallpapering. Gives you a blank canvas for any interior design you can dream up.
So that's the secret behind those smooth walls I see in US houses. It also explains why they feel lighter sometimes compared to the brick or concrete buildings I'm used to.
You got it. Drywall is a big part of that distinct feel, and it plays a huge role in how fast and affordable construction is.
Speaking of affordability, let's address the elephant in the room, the downsides of building with wood. I mean, when I think of wood, I think of termites and fire. Is that a real concern?
It's normal to think that, especially when you compare wood to tougher-looking materials. But you have to remember, we're talking about modern construction here. The rules and treatments have come a long way, and they really lower those risks. It's not as simple as wood equals fire anymore.
So it's not like living in a tinderbox just waiting to go up.
Not at all. Homes with wood framing are built to meet really strict safety standards. You have fire retardant treatments that are applied directly to the wood. Then you add in things like smoke detectors and sprinkler systems. That adds another layer of protection and really reduces those risks.
Okay, that makes me feel better. So it's all about knowing how to manage the risks, not being scared of the material itself. But besides the cost and the speed, what other good things come with wood framing? What makes it stand out in the construction world?
Flexibility. And not just how the wood bends. Wood framing makes renovations and expansions so much easier compared to, say, concrete structures. Want to tack on another room, maybe add a whole other floor. With wood framing, it's totally possible.
This ties back to the whole American dream idea. A house that can grow with you and your family. Need more space. No problem. Just knock down a wall or build up.
Exactly. That's a huge selling point for a lot of homeowners, especially those who want to be able to change their living spaces as their needs change.
Okay, so we've got affordability, speed, flexibility, and energy efficiency. Any other surprises you got for me?
Here's one that might really blow your mind. how it does in earthquakes.
Wait, what? You're saying wood is better in an earthquake than concrete? That doesn't make sense.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. In places that get a lot of earthquakes, like California, wood's natural flexibility is a huge advantage. It can actually move with those shocks and absorb them. Way better than stiff materials like concrete, which really lowers the risk of the whole thing collapsing.
Wow, that's incredible. I always thought wood was the weak one.
It's a common misconception. Sure, wood might not look as tough as concrete, but being flexible makes it super resilient, which is really important in earthquake zones.
This is wild. We've gone from debunking myths about wood being a fire hazard to discovering how well it can handle earthquakes. What else is there?
Let's dive a little deeper into this world. Let's talk about regional differences. Not all houses in the U.S. are exactly the same. While wood framing might be the most common way to build, there are some distinct regional differences in the styles and materials, influenced by the climate, local traditions, even what resources are available in the area.
Right. It's not like every house is a carbon copy.
Yeah.
You've got those cute Victorian gingerbread houses in the Northeast, the super modern designs we see in California, and of course the iconic adobe homes in the Southwest, right?
Exactly. The U.S. is a huge and diverse country, and its housing definitely reflects that. What we've talked about so far gives you a good general idea, but there's a whole world of architectural styles and regional differences out there. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Okay, so regional variations. Tell me more. Is this like different kinds of wood they use, or what?
That's part of it. Like up in the Pacific Northwest, you'll see a lot of houses built with Douglas fir. It's known for being super strong and resisting rot. Then down south in the Southeast, southern pine is a popular choice. It's cheap and easy to find.
So they're using what's local. That makes sense for the environment too, but
Yeah.
It's not just about the type of wood, is it? You mentioned different architectural styles too.
You're right about that. The climate really influences the choices they make, like those Victorian gingerbread houses you mentioned. You mostly find those in the Northeast, where the winters are rough. All those fancy details and the steep roofs aren't just there to look pretty. They help shed snow and hold up against strong winds.
Wow, so even the decorations have a purpose. That's pretty cool. What about those adobe homes we see in the Southwest? They seem so different from those Victorian mansions.
They really are. Adobe is a perfect example of how builders adapt to where they are. In the Southwest, with all that dry desert heat, adobe bricks, which are made from sun-dried earth, are amazing insulators. They keep the sun out and the inside nice and cool. Plus, they last forever, literally centuries if you take care of them.
Centuries. That's wild. But okay, I have to ask. If adobe is that good and works so well in that climate, why don't we see it everywhere?
It comes down to what materials you have and how they build things. Traditionally, adobe needs a specific kind of soil and a dry climate so those bricks can dry properly. It's a technique that's been passed down for generations in the Southwest, a real part of their history and culture.
That makes sense. It reminds me that building a home isn't just about the actual building. It's about fitting in with the land and keeping those local traditions alive.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of tradition, there's another regional style I have to mention. The Craftsman bungalow, a real American classic.
Oh, yeah. Those are the ones with the low roofs, the big porches,
Yeah.
and those exposed beams.
Right.
I've always loved how cozy and inviting they look.
They're definitely a classic. They got popular in California back in the early 1900s. Craftsman bungalows are all about being simple, functional, and well-made. They were like a pushback against those over-the-top Victorian styles, embracing natural materials, those handcrafted details, and connecting with the outdoors.
I can totally see that. It's like bringing a little piece of nature inside the house. So we've got those Victorian gingerbread houses, our sturdy adobe homes, and our cozy craftsman bungalows. That's a lot of variety. Definitely not cookie cutter.
You got it. And don't forget all the modern architectural marvels popping up all over the country. Think sleek, minimalist designs with tons of windows, sustainable materials,
Right.
and all the latest energy-saving stuff.
Right. It seems like there's always something new and exciting happening in the world of home building, which makes me wonder, with all this talk about climate change and being more sustainable, what do you think about traditional materials like wood? What role will they play in the future of construction?
That's the big question. After all, wood is a renewable resource.
Yeah.
And if we get it responsibly from forests that are well managed, it could be a major player in making eco-friendly homes.
Yeah.
We're already seeing more and more engineered wood products being used, like cross-laminated timber or CLT. It's stronger, more stable. And you can use it to build taller, more complex structures.
CLT, that's a new one for me. What makes it different from regular wood?
Think of CLT like supersized plywood layers of wood, glued and pressed together, making these huge, strong panels. It's like building with a giant wooden Lego bricks. It's super versatile. You could use it for walls, floors, even roofs.
Wow, that's amazing. So we've got our traditional wood framing, the adobe bricks, and now this super strong CLTs. Sounds like the future of building homes is all about trying new materials and techniques.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot between using those traditional building methods and seeing what's possible with new sustainable materials and technology.
Okay, this is all super interesting, but let's be real. Not everyone is a builder or an architect. Why should the average person care about all this stuff? About the materials and how houses are built?
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Knowing how a house works, its structure, the materials, how it's all put together, that can really empower you as a homeowner or a future homeowner.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with this.
It's all about making smart decisions. Whether you're buying a place, fixing up an old one, or just daydreaming about your dream home, knowing the pros and cons of different building methods can help you make choices that fit your values, your budget, and how you live.
Right, so it's not just about what looks good. It's about knowing what's going on behind the scenes and making choices that make sense for how the house is built. It's about putting your money into a home that will last for you and for the planet.
Exactly. And remember, building a house is a journey, not just the finish line. It's about finding that perfect balance between making it work, making it last, and making it your own.
So we've talked about wood adobe CLT, different regional styles, and why it's important to know what you're doing. Is there anything else we should keep in mind when we think about how houses are built in the U.S.? Are there other important parts of this whole puzzle?
That's a great point. While the structure is super important, let's not forget about all the other stuff. That keeps everything running smoothly. I'm talking about the roof, the insulation, the windows, even the plumbing and electrical systems. It's all connected, and it's what makes a house livable.
So it's not just about the outside of the building. It's about making a comfortable space that works. Tell me more about those systems. What makes them so important? Okay, so let's talk house systems. What's the need-to-know stuff?
Well, we got to start with the roof, right? It's literally the thing protecting your house from the elements. You've got choices like asphalt shingles. Those are pretty common and don't break the bank. Or you could go with a metal roof. Those are known for being tough and good for saving energy. Then you've got tile slate, even green roofs that are covered in plants. Each one's got its own pros and cons, depending on where you live and how much you want to spend.
Wow, so many choices. It's like finding the perfect hat for your house. But the roof's just the start, right? What about staying comfortable inside?
You're talking insulation. That's the unsung hero of a house that's comfy all year round and doesn't cost a fortune to heat or cool. Think of it like wrapping your house in a big cozy blanket. It stops the heat from escaping in the winter and keeps it cool in the summer. You've got different types like fiberglass bats and spray foam. Each one works a little differently and has a different impact on the environment.
So insulation is key if you want a home that's both comfy and eco-friendly.
Yeah.
What about windows? They seem pretty simple, but I'm guessing there's more to them than we think.
Totally. Windows are like the eyes of the house.
Right.
They let in all that natural light and give you those amazing views, but they can also be a big source of heat gain and loss.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you've got these super efficient windows with double or even triple panes, special coatings. They're filled with gas to stop those energy leaks. That way your house stays comfy no matter what the weather's like outside.
Wow, window technology has come a long way. And of course, we can't forget the behind-the-scenes stuff, the plumbing and the electrical, like the veins and arteries of a modern home.
Exactly. Plumbing brings in that fresh water and takes away the wastewater.
Yeah.
And the electrical wiring powers all the gadgets and gizmos we can't live without. It's a whole network of pipes and wires and fixtures, and it's super important that it's all installed, right? And up to code, for safety, and so everything works the way it should.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today. From the foundation and framing to the roof, the insulation, and those essential plumbing and electrical systems. It's amazing how much goes into making a house work. But before we go, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier. The future of building homes and being more sustainable.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time to be in construction. We're seeing more and more people focusing on using materials that are good for the environment, designing homes that are energy efficient, and even using smart home tech to help us live more sustainably.
Smart homes, now that's a whole other topic we could explore, but for now, can you give us a sneak peek? What might a truly sustainable home look like in the future?
Just imagine a house built with materials from the area, like wood or bamboo, with solar panels on the roof making clean energy, systems that collect rainwater so you use less water, and smart thermostats and appliances that help you use less energy.
Sounds like a house that works with nature. Not against it, like a whole little ecosystem.
That's the idea. And it's not just about individual houses either. We're starting to see whole communities designed with sustainability in mind. Walkable neighborhoods, green spaces, places where people share resources. It's all about being more connected to each other and to the environment.
Wow, that's a vision I can get behind. It's so cool to think that the future of building homes isn't just about making pretty and functional spaces. It's also about taking care of the planet and building a better future for the next generation.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's about changing how we think, about building not just houses, but homes that are both beautiful and responsible, homes that show what we value and how we connect to the planet.
Well said. This deep dive into how houses are built in the U.S. has been amazing. We've learned so much, from the surprising fact that wood is king, to all the cool regional styles and the amazing innovations that are changing how we build. It reminds us that even something as everyday as a house is a testament to human ingenuity and creativity and how our relationship with the environment is always changing.
It's been great exploring this with you. I hope this deep dive has given you a new appreciation for the skill and creativity that goes into making the places we call home.
It really has. So to our listeners, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep being amazed by the world of architecture and design that's all around us. And remember, whether you're building a new home, fixing up an old one, or just dreaming about your future place, think beyond just how it looks. Think about how your choices affect both your life and the planet. Until next time.